Hi guys, it's Phil from Battle Bunnies. Got a bit of a different video for you this week. I've been working on my own projects, but when Lord Solar Leontus turns up on your doorstep, it's hard to say no. So the other project that I've been working on has been my Necromunda gang. I'm doing Goliaths for an upcoming campaign that we're running. Um, so that didn't really leave me a lot of time to do the Lord Solar. Um, and as I said, it's going to be kind of a different video from me because obviously I didn't have the time to take work in progress shots or do a proper look at the sprues. And I didn't really have time to film any of the painting process. I decided to give Slapchop a go because obviously it's fast and it's a good technique. But here's the actual manual itself for putting together the Lord Solar. You get three standard sprues. The model itself is really quite self-explanatory. A lot of the armor panels on the horse actually cover up the joins and the mold lines, so there's relatively no cleanup to do. You know, there's a few mold lines here and there, etc. The rider itself is completely separate to the horse. Worth noting though that the actual reins of the horse have the hand of the Lord Solar himself actually attached, which can get in the way of painting, but if you're careful, then it doesn't tend to do so much. The head there that is actually on the model. I I didn't really put a lot of effort into. I decided not to stick it on because I'm going to replace that head at a later date because this guy's going to be leading my Praetorian army, um, which is the old Imperial Guard guys, or as they're called now, the Astra Militarum. The model itself is absolutely glorious. The base is goes together really well. Um, it took literally sort of 15-20 minutes to build the entire kit, um, and then obviously get it primed up in Mephiston Red, ready for the slap chop technique. A lot of the design features on the Lord Solar himself lend themselves quite well to the old Praetorian Guard. Um, from the epaulettes and the sashes to the big flowing cloaks. So here we have the model himself. I'm really pleased at how this guy's turned out. For the amount of time that I actually spent on the paint job, um, I'm absolutely amazed. Must say a big thank you to Rob, the Honest Wargamer, for the slap chop technique. I decided to sort of do a few extra bits when I actually started the process. After doing the dry brush of grey and then the dry brush of white, I went on and I reinforced some of the highlights where I really wanted the edges to pop that bit more. I actually done a edge highlight of white. It didn't really add too much time onto the model itself. Probably sort of about an extra 15 minutes worth of work. I did fail. I set myself a 5 hour window for it, and obviously it took me slightly longer. I was up to 5 hours 43 minutes by the time I got the model done. That didn't include the head, but like I said, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on the head because I'm going to replace that at a later date with a Praetorian Guard head from one of my existing collection. Um, so you shouldn't be frightened of trying new techniques and new new um, paint jobs. It's always good to learn. You know, I've been in the hobby now over 40 years, and I'm still learning to this day. Um, One thing I would say is don't be afraid to dry brush. A lot of people um, frown upon dry brushing, saying it's cheap, it's easy, it's not a good way of painting. Actually, it's a very good way of painting, and you can get some absolutely amazing results with it. Um, so so the thing I like about Slap Chop is you get to share a lot of steps when you're actually painting the model, because obviously you're not going back in and line highlighting everything, and you're not going in and doing the smooth blends. So the entire model itself gets painted kind of in one go, and then you glaze the colors on top. It really does speed up um, the amount of time that you actually spend on the model. That allows you to go back in and put in, extra details and extra time into certain areas of the model that you really, really want to stand out. For example, a face is really important because it's the first thing that people look at. As I said, I didn't really spend a lot of time on the face, because it's going to get changed. But when I do the head with the pith helmet, etc., etc., it is time that I'm going to spend. I'm probably yeah, I may even spend the same amount of time painting the head as I did the rest of the miniature. Um, another good focal point is the weapon itself. I'm not really adept at painting non-metallic metal. I've given it another go on this one. I think it's the third weapon I've ever done in non-metallic metal, and the armor itself is kind of non-metallic metal, but it's a cheap non-metallic metal. It's something that doesn't take long at all. Um, One thing that really is important is the base of the miniature. Um, this has got an absolutely fabulous base. It's a Titan head, and as you know I absolutely adore Titans. I've got a fair few myself, um, and I went for a conscious design choice with this model. Um, the base itself is really dirty and dusty, and the Lord Solar I've kept really, really clean. That's a conscious design choice that I've made on the model. Uh, I'm thinking back to the old Monty Python and the Holy Grail, when King Arthur sort of gallops through a village, and all the peasants kind of look at him and go, who's that? He goes, I don't know, it must be a king. He said, why is he a king? Because he hasn't got poo all over him. And that's the kind of feeling that I wanted for this guy. So yeah, he is really clean, but it is a design choice that I've actually done on the model itself. Um, so I haven't really gone into any detail on how I've achieved the um, the effects that I've done. I really did just do the slap chop video. I followed the guidelines. So again, a big thanks to Rob for that, and I will stick a link in the description down below so you can actually take a look and see how he does each stage. It really is quite enlightening. So yeah, hope you like the model, guys, and thanks for looking. Cheers. Bye.